All right, so I'm here to talk about It. Welcome to Derry, episode one. For context, that is not a Kanye endorsement back there. I just happened to buy the DeLorean popcorn bucket earlier today, and Kanye has a lyric in a song called "Good Morning" on the graduation, on the album called Graduation, where he says, "Good morning. Look at the valedictorian, scared of the future while I hop into the DeLorean, scared to face the world, complacent career student. Some people graduate but be still stupid. They tell you, I'm not gonna get into all of that. But the reason that's there is because it was like a post I made. I don't endorse him. He's anti-Semitic, anti-black, all the bad things. And I think he may be in good company amongst a serial killer, another serial killer, and a possessed monkey. So like, don't think that I'm building a shrine of people I admire back there. It's just he happened to be there at this particular time. Now let's talk about another questionable character, Pennywise. Pennywise is a creature character that I like. I don't know anything about him from the book or the original series, in the late 80s or early 90s. But It 2017 was very fun. I really enjoyed it. Sorry, I'm getting emails because I'm a businessman. No, I have a part-time job and they're pretty chaotic in their scheduling, so they're posting it at 10:16. But yeah, I like It, and I saw a rescreening of It 2017 maybe 2 months ago, and they had a sneak preview for this show, and I saw all these different elements they were going to pull into the show, including Korean War, the Red Scare, racial dynamics. And I was like, whoa! I was like, whoa! I'm so whoa! I was like, whoa! I'm so intrigued that like all this stuff will be added to the gumbo of the Pennywise story. So I was just intrigued by that. But let's start talking about the show. Okay, so the show starts with a pre-title sequence where Maddie, a character that we've grown to learn a bit about throughout the episode, he hitches a ride with a strange family, and things steadily devolve into a Pennywise-produced hallucination involving the mom, who's sitting up front next to her husband. The mom begins to give birth to like this conjoined bat devil baby, like main head, vestigial head. Is it vestigial? That's a thing. I think I learned that from Family Guy. But the little head is sitting there. I don't know, just CGI monstrosity. It looks fine enough because it's kind of dim and dark in the setting. But yeah, essentially that thing is birthed, and then the boy who had the boy they picked up, Maddie, had a pacifier in his mouth at one point. And I don't know how it happened, but the pacifier I think flies into the water. The water floats the pacifier away, and we end up with our title sequence. Okay, so title sequence happens, and then we go to 4 months later, and we meet two Korean War airmen. One is black and one is white. The black man is Major Hanlon. He is Mike's grandfather. I assume Mike from the 2017 movie. He was the only black kid in the group, so yeah, that's Mike. Hey, Mike. Actually, I didn't meet him, but I used to valet in Buckhead, and he was there with his friends, and I was, it was like maybe 2019, so just a couple years after the movie, and I was like, no, it was like 2017. It was the same year the movie came out, actually. And I was like excited to see. I was like, man, look at this kid hanging out being normal and shit. Like, I don't know. I just feel like as a child actor, like you don't have a lot of moments where your friends are with you. But maybe it is normal. I don't know anything about the industry. I have a regular job. Whatever. So black guy Hanlon is there, and then Russo, his wisecracking white counterpart, is also there, and then there is a black man driving them to wherever they're about to meet whatever like high-ranking official. And the black man driving them kind of gives a long stare to Hanlon, and it's just like a little bit odd. I don't know if it's like yo, yo, my nigga, you don't even know what's gonna happen, or if it's just like this black character is gonna prove to be a little bit weird. But I did make note of that. After that scene ends, we follow a young girl awkwardly and anxiously walking to her locker. She opens her locker, and then a couple jars of pickles fall out. We later learned that her father was killed in an accident at the pickle jarring factory. Pickle jarring factory is a sentence I never want to say again, but that is indeed what he worked at. And yeah, she's going through the cliche bully experience that we see in every sort of movie like this, which I think is a bit tired. Like, okay, look, people bully. Unfortunately, I guess I was a mild bully to some people. I'm sure they're doing better at life than me. It's karma, great stuff. But there are also people that kind of bullied me, and I grew to be like 6 inches taller than them, and I feel like I could press them against the wall right now, but I won't. I've chose the life of a Zen master wearing a pink bonnet, completely secure in himself. But just know, had I made a different turn, buddy, I would have been coming after you. You know who you are. I actually still remember names, because like, why not? But anyway, so yeah, she's getting bullied and shit. It's sad stuff, I guess. And then we kind of see her in the bathroom later, and her home, I'm pretty sure is Beverly's home. I think it's like pretty clear that they want it to be understood. That's Beverly's bathroom. And there's actually a moment where this young lady's looking in the mirror. She kind of lifts her hair, and I think her smile widens as she lifts her hair, and then it dissipates as she brings her hair back down. I don't know if she's struggling with her sexuality. I don't know if her father is doing things to her that Beverly's dad was also doing to Beverly. Terrible stuff. Don't want to get into that, but yeah, it seems to be parallels to Beverly's bathroom and maybe even Beverly's experience. Yeah, okay. Then we go to another scene where two boys are chatting. One's chatting about aliens. The other is chatting about school. The one chatting about school is named Teddy. The other one, I didn't pick up the name just yet. Sorry. Maybe the show could have done a better job of like making me remember this guy. But he kind of seemed to be doing his best Finn Wolfhard. Is it Finn Wolfhard? Is that his name? Wolfhard? Finn, the dude. The guy. The funny one from It 2017. He seems to be doing his best impression of that kid. And I don't know. I don't want these characters to be archetypes of other kids. Like, it just seemed like, okay, we're gonna have the love interest, and we're gonna have the more genuine and reserved kid, and then his obnoxious friend, and then another timid one around, and then we got a black kid. It's just like, okay, are we just gonna repeat the archetypes of the previous characters that we had? I'm not complaining too much. Sorry, I get a little bit gassy. I'm not complaining too much because the movie It 2017 was fantastic, and I think it was all because we had this coming of age story with these characters that were all likable, fun, and they fit well. But again, I just do want some variety in the storytelling. So it seems to be a rinse and repeat of the archetypes, as I was saying. But essentially, we have these kids that start to kind of like link their paths because they're somewhat connected to Maddie. Not really friends. It seems like he was more of a loner, but Maddie has been involved in all of their lives in ways that are reasonable enough to bring them together once he disappears. And they all start conveying how they've had all these odd occurrences happening recently, via Pennywise's hallucinations or Pennywise induced hallucinations. So that's that. The friends are coming together. And then there is a odd scene, in my opinion, where Major Hanlon is sleeping at the airbase. And these masked men, these men in these airmen helmets with the things, the Metal Gear Solid Snake before he jumps for virtuous mission get up, like the whole garb. You don't even know what I'm talking about, but it's a beautiful picture I just painted. You should look it up. Metal Gear Solid Virtuous Mission. You'll understand at that point. It's the opening scene in Metal Gear Solid 3. It's good stuff. Good stuff. Shout out to the people that did that. Oh, Hideo Kojima. Anyway, so Kojima aside, so Hanlon is sleeping, and then these masked men pull up, and then they're like, yo, give us the blueprint, the specifications for the B-52 project. And he's like, nah. And they're like, nah, I'm gonna count to 3 though. And then he's like, all right. And then they count to 3 very slowly, and he's like, yeah, like, I don't give a fuck about that shit. Like, you can kill me, you're not getting these secrets. But before they really cement the count to 3, Russo, his wisecracking white counterpart from earlier, he busts in and he's like, right? Russo's pretty tiny, so it's adorable to watch him like mount another man's back and get flipped over and stuff like that. I'm into things like that, watching people get tossed around for no good reason. But basically, Russo saves his life, and then after like the scuffle is over, these masked and armed gentlemen like just walk out the door of the airbase or wherever they're at, and the dudes don't chase them. like Hanlon and Russo are just like, whew, that was a close call. It's like, wait, they could be around the corner like regrouping as you speak, but I guess not. It just felt a bit odd that was in there and executed the way it was. And then to kind of close out my recap of this, all the kids referenced earlier, like the ragtag group of teens, they're not even teens maybe, they gather in a theater that is owned by the black girl's dad, and that's also the theater that Maddie would hang out in. They gather there, and I guess they're researching this old like sort of documentary or video about Derry and Derry's culture or whatever. And in the video, they notice that Maddie is present there. So they call out to him. It's a scene similar to It 2017. I think I just winked by accident. If you're into that, let me know. I'll wink more. I'll even blink sometimes if you care about that sort of thing. But what happens is Maddie's holding this baby. There seems to be a theme of babies in this show. And the baby is once again the like mutated bat baby from hell. So he tosses the baby. The baby goes through the screen. The baby materializes in real life and starts chasing him around. And a couple of the kids die during this sequence, which to me like was early. I'm like, oh, like they're actually going to kill kids this time. They've killed kids obviously in the first one, in the two movies, but the difference is that like the kids they were killing, you weren't attached to, so it was a little bit different. I mean, I'm not gonna say I wasn't attached to Georgie because I was. Okay, we all wanted a yellow raincoat when we were younger, but yeah, I wasn't too attached to Georgie. But yeah, this is a little bit different. It seems like maybe that the kids are less safe this time around, and I think that the one of the boys died. I couldn't tell if that was Maddie that got flung near the projector or whoever, and then I think the little girl. Like I forgot to mention that one of the boys, what was his name? Teddy's friend, the annoying comedic friend, has a little sister who was pretty funny. I think she dies. I'm sorry, this isn't perfect. I couldn't tell who died. I guess we'll figure out if they're actually dead or if that was like some bait and switch sort of situation. But this show seems okay. I think I'm going to be way more interested in the adults' experiences, like, and the whole like, pardon me, the sneak preview. It seems that like the disappearances of the kids is going to be pinned on Hanlon, you know, the black guy of the area, and I'm interested in the racial dynamic there, the corruption there within the police department, the corruption within the Air Force. I'm interested in the more political angle of this and to see even how the Red Scare propaganda might seep into the plot. But overall, I would say that the strongest thing this show has right now is the intrigue it's building with its different storylines and how they'll combine, you know, like how will the experiences of Mike Hanlon, or I don't know if his name is Mike, sorry, but Hanlon, how will that relate to the experiences of the black theater owner, and how would the experiences of the kids all combine to create this sense of community amongst the kids that we see in the sneak preview, where it's like, okay, all the town's kids seem to band together in a case that the ones in the movie did not do. So I'm interested to see how the kids we know, the kids we don't know, and everyone around there all get together to fight Pennywise in a mass effort to save their souls. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. This show is okay. 6 out of 10. This review is a 4 out of 10. I'm gonna get better at this. Okay, I'm gonna drink more water and eat a carrot tomorrow, and I'll be back and I'll be better than ever. Well, next week I guess. But yeah, I don't know. No Pennywise reveal. I know it's gonna be the Skarsgård guy again, and I like him. I like his wandering eye. I too sometimes have a wandering eye. But yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Hey. It's okay. You're going to make money with this, okay? You're going to make money.